The difference between a hook and an inciting incident. My name is Gina. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing. This might get slightly confusing because people sometimes use the word hook when we were talking about like pitching a concept, that the hook might actually be closer to what the inciting incident is, but I'm not talking about pitching. We are talking about structure here today. And so from a structural standpoint, the hook is the establishment of normal. It's the opening scenes of the story that shows us who your character is and the world that she is living in right now. And that belongs at the beginning of the book. That's the start of the book, where we are getting to know your character. There are very few exceptions to this, and I know that the comments are immediately filling up with people who are telling me why their prologue has to be shown from their villain's point of view, or the backstory from 500 years ago, or whatever, and I have fun. The start of the book, the start of this character's story, is the start of her story. And so we are getting to know her, a little bit of what she wants, and some like forward momentum within the story. That is the opening shot, the establishing normal, the hook at the beginning of the story. The inciting incident happens around the 10% mark. There is some wiggle room. I think the Hunger Games inciting incident happens at 8%. It can be a little bit early and it can take a little bit longer to build up to it, but we are talking somewhere between like 8 to 12% of the book. We should have an event that happens, a decision that is made that puts this character on a new path. We have established normal, so we know where her life is going to go if nothing changes. But then something changes. Something happens to pick her up and set her on a new path. You're going to then have a decision as to whether or not she's going to go through with this. That's the call to adventure. And this inciting incident can be small. It can be very intimate. And then the decision to go onto a new path can be like, yes, I will start dating that person. If you've heard people talk about like a hooky concept or like a hook when you are pitching, that is more like, what are you saying to draw people into the story? That's a different thing. I know that it is confusing that we use some of these terms in multiple ways. I didn't invent them. I didn't do that.